Morning traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So, as expected, we got a break above the double. Well, got a break and a close above the double bottom, and this is the double bottom here. So it's these 2 days here, these 2 days here, inside bar. That was the neckline, and that is our breakout. So this is my line in the sand that I'm looking for a long entry now, specifically on the daily. And what I'm anticipating is this move to continue. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm anticipating. I'm looking for a long-term move back to 56240. Okay, now there is something that is going to potentially hold us up, and it is that trend line there. And the second thing is that we do have a crossover in our daily moving averages here, so I do suspect a bounce, come back, form a higher low, and then another attempt to break through. But it is starting to look like a turn. Okay, if we look at it on the 3-hour, ignore this bar here, it's incorrect data. So if we look at it on the 3-hour at the moment, that's our double bottom. Okay, and that's the top of the double bottom. We have broken through, we've had a 1-bar retest of it. So I would expect us at least to do this. Okay, let's put a level on there and look to the left. There is some interaction here. It's a bit messy, but there will be some kind of profit taking at this level, that much I know. And it's not a bad trade because that is 900 points. Okay, which also means a 900 point stop loss, because you should be looking for a long entry here with the stop below these swing lows. The oscillators do concern me a little bit on the 3 hours, but what I'd be doing right now is looking at the hour, and it concerns me even more on the hour. Okay, so sort of in two minds really. Let me just get rid of this one. So you can see we do have a pretty clear upward trend. Not really much diversions. There's slight diversions on price. Looking more this kind of diversions with a grouping of the oscillators and a level. We don't really have. Let me just make sure we don't have. Oh, there we go. So there's our inside tail. Okay, so putting this all together is quite simple. We have a potential double bottom, okay, which is something that I would keep in the back of my mind, but we also have a daily breakout retest. So this pin bar here was a daily low, daily tail, and we broke through it. Over here, we failed to test it, we tried to test it again, and now we've tested it. Okay, not a clean test, we've got through it, but the sellers did come in off it. So two things, either this holds, okay, and we roll over, and this double bottom becomes a channel, or a range, rather, so that being the top and that being, where's my line? That being the bottom. Okay, which oscillators are telling us we need to pay attention to. But for me, I would expect either a little bit of sideways motion or a slight pullback before the buyers step in again and we continue what happened yesterday. Okay, that's my view at the moment. I suppose it's not really clear cut, is it? Because we do have a potential bottom with a breakout, but it is coming up to retest a daily level. So we've got to take that into consideration. We can't ignore that. So I think maybe what you want to be doing, don't want to say closing range strategy, because yeah, we've got the closing range strategy. It did work out. But the fact that we went below and above again, same as what we did the previous day, above, below, then above, it does concern me. Okay, because that just to me shows indecision. So I suppose the correct way would be to say that those are my lines in the sand. So if we do break below 51649, that's going to give us the indication that this is another move to the downside. I don't have diversions here between this high and that high. I don't have diversions on the daily, on the 1 hour either. My oscillators are grouping, which is my concern. If I look at the half hour, they did group and they're all over the place, so it's a dangerous place to be looking for longs. Want to wait for a pullback. Ideally want to see this kind of set up on the half hour where the oscillators are grouped to the downside, and then we can get back in for this trade. So also you've got the 200 moving averages here on the half hour. So this area here is definitely something that I'd be watching, and maybe even a deeper pullback into this area here of 51433. Okay, so I think the short of it is I'm looking for longs, but not where we are now. I want to see a bit of a deeper pullback, some consolidation, and then get in for that long. So what you can do here is sort of watch the half hour for the first 15 minutes of trade or so from 9 o'clock, because that will give you an indication of what's actually going to transpire. So at this stage, you've got a bit of a rollover here with the selling. This could just be profit taking though. So yeah, that's kind of my plan of action at the moment. And what I do want to do though, just want to have a quick look at the ichimoku. Remember, the ichimoku gives you levels. So the calculation that I use for the ichimoku basically calculates different levels. And what I like to do is just look at it on the hour, because it'll give you the indication. We've had the breakthrough of the cloud. Okay, and remember the cloud here, every flat bit of cloud is resistance moving forward. I've had a crossover, I've had a breakthrough, I've had a twist. So for now, this is long, but I do want to see a bit of a pullback before I get in. Okay, if I look at the 4 hour, which is the next level we need to see, you'll see I've only just had a positive bullish crossover here. Okay, and Chikuspan, brown line is broken through price. It's got to get through Kijinsen and Tiginsen and the cloud for us to have any kind of hope that the trend has changed on the 4 hour, and the cloud is still pretty thick, which indicates still trending down. So, but it's a lot clearer here it's a hell of a lot clearer here on the ichimoku. Let me give it to you here. So, we do have a potential double bottom, okay? There is potential for that. We've got a very weak bullish signal though, backing it up. We've got two levels. We're at one at the moment, and we've got another inside tail there, which is below the cloud. And sort of just on the bottom of the cloud. Also, look there, there's flat cloud, so there is resistance. So I would expect sellers to step in here, drive it down, and then the buyers would pick it up and say, right, now we're ready to drive this higher. So that's kind of the approach that I'm looking for at the moment. If I look at the daily, we've still got a bearish crossover here, but the cloud is pretty thick. Chikuspan is in price, not through price, so it's one out of three. I'm looking for three signals to indicate a trend change. I don't have it at the moment. Okay, all I do have is a break of the cloud and a retest the cloud at the moment with a double bottom. Okay, so yeah, I'm expecting a bit of volatility. I think that's basically what it's pointing out. So I'm just going to go back to one standard. Let's just put those levels in on the 4 hour. Is that a bit clearer there? There it is there. And there's the next one. Okay, so we do really expect more selling from 52110. Okay, and that would also bode well. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I suppose not quite that well, but so, okay. So what we have here is we've got a breakout, so it would bode well for a retest of this breakout. But yeah, I'm kind of in two minds. I think the sellers are going to step in here. They're going to pull back. If we do get a higher low, which is what I'd like to see, so maybe a retest of the 200 EMA or something around here. So in other words, come back to somewhere around this area. I can see there's quite a bit of tails sitting in here. Just check it on the 3 hour. Yep, there we go. There's my tail there. So come back, test this breakout, okay, and then make another attempt to get through these two levels. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's delete that. Not looking to be long up here, want to be long from down here. Okay, so 51500 is the area that I'm looking to be long in. I'm not looking for longs here. Technically, would be worth taking a short here, just keep a pretty tight stop loss because the trend was down. So we want to go with the trend and treat this as a consolidation at the moment. Okay, so that's my view of this at the moment. So somewhere in this area here, between 510961 and 52110, look for some price action on the 6 minute, 5 minutes at just after 9 o'clock. See what's going on. If it does indicate that it's reversing, get in for that trade and write it back down to 51500, but that's the area I'll be looking for longs because that's going to come back to verify a breakout for me. And there is another breakout as well, which is pretty much the 200 EMA on the 3 hour, and that is 51653. So these fractals are the ones that you want to watch. Those are your entry points for a potential long, which would indicate we have a trend change, there's a double bottom that's been verified, and you're looking to go long. Okay, so that's kind of the way I'd be looking at this moment. If it does get through these two levels, then more than likely we're coming back to the bottom here to form a wider range. Okay, so 50-50 call at the moment. This is a potential double bottom, but we're going to have to wait patiently to see the verification thereof. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.